Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fat Cat Tech. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Flip Ultra U32120. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the camcorder specifications, general aesthetics. I'll be comparing it to the U260, which is the lower end model, and I'll be showing some test footage from this camcorder. When it comes to the Flip camcorders, they were generally adored for their ease of use, portability, and their decent quality video. Of course, you can see the Cisco logo on both of these. These were released after Cisco bought the Flip camcorder series from Pure Digital. I have a Pure Digital brand flip camera right here. See on the bottom there's the Pure Digital logo. These do not have that. In comparison to the U260, which I have right here, we can see there are some minor differences, mainly in the size. You can see the high-end model here is just a little bit thinner in depth. You can also see here the power button is just a little bit longer on the U32120. You can see there's also a difference in the lens design. That's one of the many ways you can tell all the flip cameras apart from each other, is the lens design, or whether or not it says the Ultra Minnow or HD logo below the screen. There's a difference in the gray trim here on the high-end model. It's a little bit lower. It's a little bit longer, as you can see. The third generation also has a different style in the USB stick here. You can see the U260 has these little nubs, and the U32120 has a nudge. We use very strict terminology here at Fat Cat Tech. Now, when I open the USB stick, I noticed that on the U32120, the USB stick feels like there's a lot less build quality. It feels like it isn't as robust as it is on the low-end model. You'll notice on the side here that the U260 has a mini HDMI, while on the bottom, the U32120 has a micro HDMI. The tripod head is also located on the opposite side, and the battery lock is also in a different place, and it's a sort of a different type of mechanism there. Also on the bottom here is the flip port. That's kind of an interesting story. I'll make sure to get to that later. When it comes to the design under the hood here, you can see the biggest difference in these two models is that the higher end model uses 3 AAA batteries, while the lower end model uses 2 AA batteries. This could be considered a downgrade if you're using the Flip brand rechargeable batteries, as the company's website states that the 3 AAA battery pack will only allow you to have 1.5 hours of video, while the AA battery pack will give you 2 hours of video. Now this brings up a question: why would they give the 1 hour version more battery time than the 2 hour version? It doesn't make any sense. I just can't see the logic behind that decision. You can also see there's some of the more special information that says UltraHD 3, model number U32120, right next to the batteries. When you compare the U32120's specifications to the U260 specifications, the U32120 definitely comes out on top. This camera has image stabilization, electronic image stabilization, but it's still image stabilization. That removes the really shaky effect that you can get with some of these flip cameras, just because they're so light and, handheld, that kind of thing. So the image stabilization definitely helps. It also has 60 frames per second high frame rate recording, compared to the U260's 30 frames per second, and I mean that's kind of it. There would have been one specification on this camcorder to set it apart from the lower end models, and that's this. This is the flip port. Let me just, focus anytime today would be nice. The flip port was meant to be a proprietary jack where you could plug in a lot of different peripherals for the flip camcorder. I believe there were a couple microphones, a hard drive that you could plug in, I believe by Seagate, and just, general accessories to improve the flip camcorder's video. But there was one accessory that kind of, I don't know that it surprised me, but it certainly felt like it was set apart from all the rest. And that was that the company Blue that makes microphones was going to make a version of their Mikey for the flip camcorders. It was simple, it was called Blue Mikey for Flip, and it plugged into the flip port. They planned on releasing it in late 2011, which, if you know your history about the flip cameras, that was after they were discontinued. So, in reality, the Blue Mikey for the flip cameras was never actually released. Some more specific specifications, I guess. Is that grammatically correct? Anyway, it has a 1/4.5-inch CMOS sensor that records 8.8 megabits per second. It's also got a 2x digital zoom, which is operated by these plus and minus buttons here. This lens is also a fixed focus lens, so there's going to be no ability to do macro videos. It's going to be very limited in its quality. That's definitely something to be aware of when you're buying these. If you're buying a camcorder that you want to do macro shots with, this is definitely not the camcorder. It has 8 gigs of internal memory, on this model at least. This is the 2-hour model. The U32120 was the 1-hour model, and it had 4 gigs of internal memory. And right there is a secure for a hand strap as well. You can see that there. It's cracked on this one because I was running in a wet grass field and I fell. Oops. But enough about that. Now I'm going to show you the setup menu for the flip camcorder. To access the setup menu, you just press the power button and hold down the record button, like so. And there you go. You get to choose your language. I have it in English, obviously. You can set the date, you can set the time, you can set the tones, the beeping sounds the camcorder makes. You can turn the recording light on or off, and that's it. That's all the settings you can change on this camcorder. This is the display you'll be accompanied by. You can see you can't change anything on it. This is the display as it is. You can see it says it's ready to record. The time left, I've already recorded some videos, but normally it'll say 2 hours right there. Right on the bottom corner here is where you'll see a battery notification come up when your battery is low. Now this is one of the things I actually like about the older flip models, is if, I'll show you right here, the battery icon is there all the time, even if the battery's full. So I guess you might be able to consider that a downgrade. And you can see it turned off by itself there, auto shut off. To zoom, as I mentioned earlier, you just press the plus or minus buttons there, and that's all the zoom there is. 2 times, you can see, you can see that camera right there. That's not really that much. To access the playback, you just press the left or right buttons here on the direction pad. To play a video, you just press the play button right here, and the video will start playing. It has a little progress bar for the video, and on the top here you can see a countdown timer for when the video ends. And as you also saw, you can pause the video by just pressing the play button again. Very simple. To control the volume, you just press the same plus and minus buttons there that you have to use the zoom for. And if you want to delete the video, you just press the little trash can icon. You can either delete the video, not delete the video, or you can see you can delete all the videos at once. This is the box for the camcorder. You can see Cisco left it rather simple, kind of in the same sense that Apple does, where they have little to no design on the box. It's just pictures of the product, what you're going to get in the box. They have the Flip logo, UltraHD right here at the top, and then Cisco. And then they also have the 8 gig 2-hour text there on the bottom. It gives more specific information. Package contents, operating system, and minimum system requirements. Some details about the product. It says the memory, the video recording format, and the video resolution. Pretty much all the stuff that I talked about in the video as well. That's really it. That's the flip camera. I don't think me talking about it is doing the camcorder enough justice. Maybe if I show you some test footage, you'll understand why these camcorders were so popular at the time.